Safe configurations, a confusing but an important topic to be understood, especially if you are taking a leading safe class or if you want to understand how to use Scaled Agile Framework. Now, as you start learning about Scaled Agile Framework, you start understanding that it helps you in enabling business agility. It helps you in bringing alignment between strategy and execution. It helps you in managing the budget in a more proactive and participative manner. And you may start thinking, my safe implementation is not going to happen at that level. I probably won't be able to impact the budgeting practices. I won't be able to involve a senior leadership in strategy and execution alignment as of now. I may just want to use this framework to make my multiple agile team work in the effective manner. Yeah, just to integrate a big agile group of agile teams as a one group. Can I do that without using the strategic alignment and other part of it because that is beyond my control or because of the management is using something else there? Now, the Scaled Agile will say, yes, you can use it. We have a different configurations of safe. In a way, you can say you have a lighter version, you have a little heavier version, you have a super heavier version, something like this. Yeah, that is how you can understand these particular configuration. So what is the basic configuration? Before that, I can't even say that I'm using safe. The basic configuration of safe is called essential safe because it is essential. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Now, what is this essential safe? The essential safe is saying that you might be using Scrum, you might be using generic agile practices, and 1 and 2 agile teams might be understanding customer requirements, prioritizing it, collaborating with your stakeholders, and delivering value independently. And if you have many such independent agile teams, you continue working in the agile manner, you don't need safe. Yeah, because each agile team is delivering value without much interdependency on others. There could be some minor dependency, but they are not too much dependent on each other. Yeah, so that is an independent Scrum context. Then when you need safe, the safe starting point is when you want to make these multiple agile team, 5 to 12 agile team, as a one bundle, as a bigger community. Why are you creating them bigger community? Because they have a common goal. They have some common purpose. And because of the common purpose, they are too much interdependent on each other. And you want them that they should have a mechanism where they can plan their work together. While they are executing their work, they can continuously reflect on how things are going. They can integrate their work together. They can understand the customer in a consistent manner. They can keep their technical decisions, also considering the holistic system level view. And I need some framework to help me doing that. And that is where the essential part of Scaled Agile Framework will work. So Essential Safe gives you mechanism to integrate, collaborate multiple agile team into a bigger group. They call it Agile Release Train. And this Agile Release Train will have the framework comes up with various artifacts, meetings, and various roles, like artifacts like one backlog at a train level, which is called ART backlog, another set of backlog at a team's level, so they call it team backlog. There are events like PI planning and sync up meetings. So those things are there, which helps this big community of agile team to plan, execute, understand customer, take care of business value together. Yeah, that is your essential safe. Now, somebody will say, okay, so it is just like I have a big initiative and I can bring this group together and I can start using essential safe. The answer is yes, you can do that. Now, why you are calling it essential? So what is bigger than this? Now, bigger than this is from when you are feeding the requirement to this essential group, Agile Release Train, we can say ART backlog. The starting point is that we are not going before that. We are not thinking about why you have this requirement. We need to do prioritization of it, why this business initiative has to be done. That part you are doing yourself. It doesn't mean that there is no mechanism of doing it, but that part you are taking care of yourself. Yourself means not using safe artifacts, not using safe roles, not using safe events. Yeah, you are doing it in your style. And the execution part, the multiple agile team planning and execution part, you are using the safe way of working, and that is an essential safe for it. So in a simple word, essential safe is creating the agile release train as a community of agile teams and helping them in executing their work in the collaborative manner. That is essential safe. Now, what is other configurations? The other configuration is a large solution safe. Yeah, large solution configuration. Now, this large solution configuration is is, I would say, it's a case by case. It may be needed today, may not be needed after a few months. It is something needed when you want to integrate the multiple agile release train as a bigger community. So you want to make a communities of communities in a way. Yeah, you have an agile team, you group them into agile release train. But if you have a complex solution which may require maybe 300 people, and you may not want to put all 300 people in a one train, because the framework is not designed to make 300 people working together in a one train. It will start producing the negative effects. So what the framework recommends is to still create 3 groups of agile release train, because agile release train can be a 50 to 125 people. I'm just simply saying that you may create 3 groups of agile release train, and then you create a super group, super integration collaboration group, which will integrate the work of all these 3 agile trains. So if you have a problem which requires a bigger community than 125 people, then you probably want to go for large solution. So say you may have an aspect of your solution which may have a, say you are working on an enterprise resource planning software, big one. You may have aspects related to say accounting. You may have aspects related to inventory management. You may have an aspect related to customer relationship, for example. Yeah. And you may create 3 agile release trains for these 3 aspects. But overall, the user is same, the identity is same, the access right is same, the technology is same. You want to create a bigger group who will integrate the decisions, who will integrate the prioritization of these requirements, which are done by these 3 agile release train. So you create a super committee. You can call it management committee, you can call it governance committee, but the say will say that we have a large solution configuration there. So what is there? Large solution configuration will have some more roles who will evaluate the requirement before these 3 trains can work on it. They will prioritize that. The large group will also have an architectural role. They will evolve the architecture together with these 3 trains. The large group will also have an integration process in place. The large group will also have a demo releases at that level. Yeah, so that kind of group is needed, which will be integrating requirement, which will be integrating the software and managing this bigger group together. Yeah, that is called large solution. As per my understanding, the essential train level and large solution level, both are the problems, both are solving the problem of big deliveries. So they are just bringing lots of people together, and they are bringing you a mechanism to work with lots of people together. They are still not focusing on strategic alignment. They are still not focusing on budgeting. They are primarily saying that we have a set of requirements. We should have a group who can prioritize the work and allocate the work. At a train level, you have those kind of role. If you need a large solution, you also create a higher role there. So large solution will be a mechanism of integrating multiple agile release train together. Yeah, that's a kind of a configuration is there. So these are the 2 type of things. Now, there is another third element, which is pretty interesting in safe way of working, and that is called safe portfolio. Now, what is safe portfolio? So say you want to understand how do we ensure the organization strategy and the execution done by the trains are in the alignment. I want to create a group who will ensure the strategic alignment, who will evaluate the future business investment decisions, who will work and provide governance and support to multiple agile trains. Basically focusing on budgeting, supporting the execution at a management level, providing the guidelines, tracking the outcome-oriented key performance indicators, and seeing the overall effectiveness of execution can be created as a portfolio. So portfolio is a collection of agile release trains which are managed in order to achieve the strategic direction and alignment for the organization benefit. So in a simple word, there are some roles, there are some artifacts which will be managed at that particular level. And if your portfolio group start using SAFe, you will say that I also have a portfolio configuration implemented. So essential and large are execution oriented, but the portfolio, the element of SAFe is more strategic and execution alignment oriented. Now, if you add portfolio element with trains only, and you don't have a large solution in case in your organization, that configuration is called portfolio configuration. But if you have your agile trains also, you have a large solution also, and then you add a portfolio on top of it, this whole configuration is called full configuration. So this is how it is. Now, after explaining this, if many a time in my class, people are still confused. So I say, okay, let me give you an example. Yeah. So say you want to implement SAFe. You are 1,000 people organization. You have 1,000 people in your development group. You are a small bank. You have 1,000 people who are taking care of products and solutions. So that's there. Now you wanted to implement SAFe. You have a big initiative which requires 100 people working together. And there are other people, some of them are working in a waterfall, some of them are working in Kanban, some of them are working in a Scrum. You don't want to disturb the whole process. You will say, okay, since we have a big initiative right now, why don't we start using SAFe for that particular work? So probably you created 100 people team and you create means group of agile team clubbed together and made 100 people agile release train. And you started giving them that safe way of working so that you launch the train and one train is running, one group is running and they are using safe way of working to execute and release the product. Now you as a organizational say governance or a delivery head or whatever word you use, a portfolio group, you don't want to change your PMO practices. The budget allocation, the matrices, the way you treat, you will say, I will continue doing my way of working because I need to take care of waterfall initiatives also. I need to take care of Scrum initiatives also. I need to take care of Kanban initiative also. And I need to take care of SAFe initiative also. So the SAFe people, I will give them a set of requirement in our way, but I don't want to use SAFe style of doing budgeting and all because I need to cater to all of these communities. So I will use essential SAFe. Okay, these 100 people started using and producing results. After few months, you realize this is a good idea. And probably, actually, my initiatives are big. I have just not realized they are big. They are just working in a small independent team that they have a lot of co-relationship. But we are struggling with those dependency. So why don't I create more 100 people's group? And so that they can have a multiple agile release train. So assuming you created 6 trains, now out of 1,000 people, 600 people are using SAFe. There are 100 people. There are 6 trains running. Now you still give them a high level requirement to different train. You manage your budgeting in a similar manner. You are still using essential SAFe. You have a 6 trains running because the SAFe style is only implemented for execution purpose. So still essential SAFe. Now you realize that out of these 6 trains, 3 trains are expected to integrate their work before they give it to the end customer. They need to have a consistency about understanding the requirement prioritization also, because of lack of understanding is creating problem for us. Then you create an additional group and you took a SAFe guidance. We can say how SAFe helps us in doing that problem. Scaled Agile will say, yeah, you can set up an additional group on top of these 3 trains and this group can ensure the alignment on requirement, alignment on technology, alignment on business value delivery, and you can start using some artifacts which we tell to use, and you can start using some meetings, some roles, which will help you to integrate the work of these 3 agile teams. You can say, great idea. Now we are started using large solution. We are saying, oh, we are using large solution for these 3 trains. Other 3 trains are still essential. They are just running their agile release train. But since in the 1,000 people group in the organization, I have a large solution. I will say I'm a large solution configuration because some of the teams are agile release train alone, but others are also having the higher group to integrate their work. So large solution. Maybe it came for a while and after that you don't need it. You may dissolve that large solution and you still continue with the agile release train, but it is as per your need. So this is the case. Now, over a period of time, you realize various benefits out of it, and you converted whole 1,000 people into 100 people's agile release train. And you realize that, oh no, everybody is running SAFe now. Yeah, everybody is doing SAFe way of doing execution. And I, as a boss, I'm just using a generic word as a boss, I am still using traditional practices. I'm still creating project level budget. I'm still using traditional matrices. I think that is creating trouble for me. How can I align my budgeting, my governance practices also, so that they can well integrate with the way these guys are doing execution? So then I will say, okay, I go to SAFe consultant again and says, do you have a solution for me? The SAFe consultant will say, yeah, probably you want to use SAFe portfolio. So what does it mean? It means that you probably need to relook at the way you allocate budget. You need to relook at the way you approve initiative. You will start using a Kanban board at a portfolio level. You will have a better integration between what you approve and what is done at a PI level. So better execution and integration and better way of flexibly deciding how things are moving and how things should be executed. So you will start using those practices, those roles, those artifacts, which helps you in governing and budgeting and investment funding kind of problems also used with the help of SAFe way of working. That's it. So this is how you implement safe configuration. So you can say the way usually the safe is getting implemented, we start with essential. Then if needed, we go to large solution. If not, we stay with essential. We keep adding more and more trains. When we have a sizable chunk which requires changing the governance policies and governance structure also with the help of safe way of working, we bring the portfolio element of the safe. So hopefully this clarifies your confusion if you have any related to safe configurations. If you have any comment, please do put it here. If you have a better way of explaining safe configurations, please do put that comment as well, because I think it's a valuable thing to share, because the participants usually get confused about this particular topic. Yeah, if you have not subscribed to our channel till now, please do it now. It will help you in remain connected. Yeah, and I also will remain connected with you by way of putting more videos related to safe and other topics.